What's up guys, Cheap Beast aka Noah back today bringing another video. This time we're doing the top 10 sneakers of 2021. I finally sat down, made my list of top 10 sneakers that I thought are probably my favorite of this year. There's obviously a ton of sneakers and it's really hard to find everything that you would want. There's definitely some I missed, and after the fact I was like, man, should that be top 10? But I feel pretty happy about my list. There's definitely some good stuff in here. I do actually have one of them finally this year, so I'm pretty happy about that. But let's just get right into the top 10. So coming in at number 10, we have the Joe Fresh Goods New Balance 990 V3 outside close. They released on September 10th for a retail of $220. Currently they're reselling for about $300, 300 plus. I can't really pick exact range for all of these just because some vary a ton by size. So I just go with last sale and see where that's going from. But this is a collab between Joe Fresh Goods and New Balance. There's been a few of them actually, but they've been inspired by Joe Fresh Goods. Growing up in Chicago in the 90s, I actually featured this in the top 10 videos of fall 2020. So I think they're pretty good. They're brown suede with some blue and some green accents. I think they're pretty cool. They're honestly the only non-Nike Jordan sneaker on the rest of this list. There's always a ton of Adidas and stuff, and New Balance has a ton of sneakers, but I like Nike a lot, so that's why I always put Nike on here. But the New Balance 990 V3 is a pretty cool silhouette, and I think the colorway is pretty good. Also, New Balance has killed it this year. I just, for some reason, couldn't find something exactly that I wanted to put in the top 10. So there's probably a ton. So let me know in the comments some good New Balances that maybe should have made this list. So coming in at number 9, we have the Maniere Jordan 1. It released back in December 3rd for a retail of $200. Currently it's only reselling for about $300 plus. Again, prices vary all over the place. This is actually gonna be the second collab this year, or last year I guess now, for the Maniere and Jordan. This one's obviously on the Jordan 1. It's got some reptile texture accents on the swoosh and around the heel. And then it's got the yellowed sole, which for some reason a lot of pictures that I've seen, it kind of is pinkish, which is the reason I don't like it a lot. I don't mind the textured on it, but for some reason the yellowed or worn sole for some reason just keeps showing up pink, which I feel like if it's just the same color as the shoe, it would look really good and it would have been a lot higher than number 9. But for some reason, I don't know why the pictures turn out bad. I know in person it's a little bit better. I haven't seen them, but I've seen other pictures where people have gotten rid of the pink on it. But if you look up some pictures, they're obviously a really good silhouette. Maniere and Jordan have killed it this year. I mean, they have another one that's definitely on this list that we'll find out in a bit. The texture and the yellowed sole are the reason it's at number 9. Then at number 8, we have the Off-White Jordan 2 Low in the white red colorway. This released on November 12th for a retail of $250. Currently, it's reselling for about $1,200. Obviously, this is also the last sneaker that was released by Off-White and Jordan, but before Virgil's sadly passing away. So all the Off-White prices on there is at least another Off-White on this list. All of them have spiked up a ton, and obviously this one being the last one before his death, definitely spiked the prices up, because I couldn't find exactly what they were before, but I know they weren't $1,200. Maybe the black color was a little bit lower, but I feel like they weren't nearly as hyped up. But over time I feel like I've definitely got more appreciation for the shoe. So the sole on the Jordan 2 has actually been looked like to age a little bit, which is really cool. If you've seen old pictures of Jordans and the sole is just kind of falling apart, but obviously this one's all together, but it was made to look that way. And also features an Michael Jordan autograph on the side. It's not his personal hand signed, but I think they're really cool. I'm still not a huge fan of the Jordan 2 Low. It's all right, but I think just the details of it are really cool, and that's why it's at number 8. Coming in at number 7, we have another one with a Michael Jordan autograph on the side of it. It's the Trophy Room Jordan 1 Chicago. This released in February 10th for a retail of $190, and currently it's reselling for about $1,700. One of the reasons I feel like it's pretty low and people aren't as happy with it is because a lot of the pairs were supposedly backdoored by Trophy Room, which is owned by Michael Jordan's son. Supposedly a lot were backdoored, and that's why there weren't really too many loaded up on sneakers or anything, because it's definitely coming into the year as one of the most hyped up releases, because there hasn't been a Chicago colorway in a while, and then it's obviously a collab with Trophy Room. So the fact that there were a lot of pairs backdoored or given away before they were ever released, I feel like a lot of the hype died down, especially it's also been almost a year since it's been released. So just that fact, it's kind of lower on the list than I would have honestly expected to be coming into the year. And also it's reselling for $1,700. So pretty expensive shoe. It's a good colorway. I think it looks cool. I like when there's that little autograph of Michael Jordan on it. And I think it, like the frosted, looks kind of cool. But a lot of the controversy puts it at number 7. Coming in at number 6, we have the Para Nike SB Dunk Low Abstract Art. It released on July 31st for a retail of $110. It's currently reselling for about $400 plus. It's a collab between Para and Nike SB. The inspiration behind it was the Olympics in Tokyo of 2020/2021, and skateboarding being there for the first time. I think it's a really cool colorway. It's Para's take on pop art, and also what he said he would want to wear while skateboarding. I think it's a really cool sneaker. The colorways are really cool. I definitely put it on a couple lists in the past where I said like best sneakers to wear for summer or something like that. I think colorway is really cool. Resale only $400, not terrible. It's definitely gone up since I've talked about it before. But $400 for Nike SB, especially in a really cool colorway, and it's a collab, not bad. And I feel like just the colors alone make it the reason it's at number 6. Now we're getting to the top 5, with number 5 being the Off-White Nike Dunk Low, the 50 collection. Realistically, we're probably talking about 1 out of 50, so number 1, but all of them are really cool, and especially as a lot of people's opinions. I think 1's probably the best colorway, but it's also the most expensive colorway. These were released on August 2nd for a retail of $180. They also released a ton more about that because they were kind of released in like waves of exclusive access. Currently, the number 1 version is retailing for $1,300, and then other ones, some of the more normal ones, are about $500. So there's a huge variance between 1 and maybe like 24 or something like that. But obviously, it's a collab between Off-White and Nike on 50 different colorways, all labeled, so 1 out of 50. 1 obviously being probably cooler. 1 and 50 are different. Everyone else kind of like changes some of the accent colors. You guys can see a picture of some of them. It's really hard to show you guys a picture of every single one of them, but these were released in waves on sneakers. There's a lot of exclusive access. Supposedly about 90% of the exclusive access was given to people who've taken L's on Off-Whites. Sadly, I did not even get a chance to buy it, and I've taken almost every L on Off-Whites. I think I got hit on 1. I don't think I did it. So it's pretty cool. I love that they did 50 of them. They released a ton of them, so obviously they were a lot more accessible. Obviously they've gone up in price since Virgil's death, like the other ones on this list and any Off-White sneaker to begin with. Hopefully they come down and they should be more accessible because there's a ton of colorways, so you definitely can find one that you like. But I think 1's the best, and that's why it's at number 5. At number 4, we have the Fragment Travis Scott Jordan 1 High. Released on July 29th for a retail of $200. Currently, it's reselling for about $3,000, which is crazy. It's definitely the most expensive sneaker on this list. It's obviously the second collab between Travis Scott and Jordan 1 on the Jordan High. This time it also has Fragment on it. So there are some elements of the Travis Scott, the brown one, and then some Fragment ones, which is really cool. Obviously, that's why it's really, really popular. I think the color blocking on this could have been better. They obviously have the backward swoosh and then the Fragment like blue on it, which is really cool. I love the Fragment blue. They definitely should have done a little better color blocking on it, because I think if the color blocking was a little bit better, then it definitely would probably be number 1 maybe. I really like blue, so that's usually my favorite color. So the fact that there is a blue Travis Scott, I probably will never own it. $3,000 is ridiculous, and it's just going to keep going up. Obviously, there's a ton of controversy around Travis Scott right now, but prices of his shoes doesn't seem to be going down too much. So it's a really cool colorway, really cool sneaker. It might not be better than the last Travis Scott Jordan 1 High. The low is pretty cool too, but I felt like I could only include one of them on this list, so I went with the high at number 4. Now we're getting into the top 3. So at number 3 of the Nike SB Dunk Low Club 58 Golf. If you guys watched my previous one, this was number 2 on the list. I really like this sneaker for some reason. It released on March 1st for a retail of $100. Currently it's reselling for about $400. Definitely was lower than that at the halfway point of this year or last year, but it's inspired by a Porsche 917 from the 1970s. It also has that 58 logo on it, so it's inspired by like a race car, which is really cool. If you've ever seen the race car that it's inspired by, it's really cool for some reason. I really like the colorway. It's a blue, chill, and safety orange with some black accents on it. It's all suede upper, really cool. I just, for some reason, I really like the sneaker. I know I've looked at multiple top 10 lists and this sneaker has never been on any of them. I for some reason don't even know if they released in North America because I have never seen a release for it, but it's not crazy expensive, only $400. I feel like when I looked at it in the past it was like $300, but the colorway is just really cool. I feel like I probably should pick it up one day, but it keeps going up, so I'll probably pick it up soon if I am going to. I think I like the inspiration behind it. It's obviously a race car. I do like cars kind of stuff, and I think the colorway is just really cool. It's a like Miami kind of blue colorway, so I really like the sneaker, and that's why it's at number 3. At number 2, we have the only sneaker on this top 10 that I was lucky enough to pick up. It's the Patta Nike Air Max 1 Noise Aqua. It released in November on the 4th for a retail of $160. Currently it's reselling for about $300. It's the second release of Air Max 1 between the collab of Patta and Nike this year. There's been 4 colorways actually. There's an orange one, the blue ones that I'm talking about now, the Noise Aqua, the black one, and then there's like a pink purplish one, which is probably the worst out of all of them. The black one's all right. I had the orange ones also, and obviously I still have the blue ones. The Noise Aqua, definitely my favorite colorway. I was lucky enough to pick them up, so I do have a couple videos on them. My pickup video, those were number 1. The color was really cool. It's a simple shoe. I really like the wave pattern that they did on them. I just think it's a really cool accent. Plus, it's a cool collab. A lot of the sneakers, like the Monarchs, which are the orange one, and the Noise Aqua, which are the blue one, are probably the best two by a decent amount. It's just really simple. I have never really had any Air Max 1s, so the fact that I have them and I really like them says a lot about them, I think. It's just a really cool collab. That's the reason I put it at number 2. So now you could have guessed it, at number 1, it's the Maniere Jordan 3. It released on June 10th for a retail of $200. Currently it's reselling about $600. This was the number 1 on my halfway point of the year, and it's still the number 1 now. I think it's a super simple colorway. It's a collab between Maniere and Jordan. It's actually the first one they did of 2020. Obviously the Jordan 1 that was at number 9 is the second one that they did. I like this one a lot better than Jordan 1. I think it's just super simple colorway. The materials are supposedly really good, and it's just really well done. So I think that's just the reason it has to be number 1. I've looked at multiple other lists, and it's definitely in like the top 3 and basically every list I've looked at. I still think it's pretty undervalued at $600. I think last time I had it at $400, so it's starting to go up. I feel like a lot of people will start looking at lists of like the top 10 and be like, why is this super undervalued? It should probably keep going up. So I would imagine it's going to keep going up. I think it's just a really good colorway, super simple to wear, just like the Jordan 1 Maniere. I think it's a good colorway. I think if they didn't do some of the accents or the yellowing of the sole, it would have been a lot better, and probably maybe would have been number 1, because I do like the Jordan 1 silhouette more than Jordan 3, but this one I think is just super well done. I don't think there's really much they could have done differently to make it any better, and that's why it's at number 1. So let me know in the comments your guys' top 10 of the year. This was mine. Obviously there's a ton of sneakers that come out. People could be more fans of Adidas, New Balance, that kind of stuff. Obviously mine's mostly Nike, with the one New Balance to start off at number 10. There were a ton of good sneakers coming out. Just for example, there was the Fly Ease Go, which I did want to include on this list. I just didn't include it just because I don't think it was in the top 10, but it was a really good idea and stuff like that. So there's a ton of sneakers out there. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of my top 10, and also what your guys' top 10 is. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.